Alright, made it to Nashville. We are at McKay's. Never been here, but heard a lot of great things about it. Excited to check it out. Whole bunch of broken consoles. Prices are kind of crazy to be parts consoles though. Alright, so we made out pretty good at McKay. Spent a total of 67 bucks on all this stuff. Caught them slipping on this. This is like an $80, $90 game, so this will pay for everything else. Then we got this copy of Persona. This was 7 bucks. This goes for about 15, but I may just keep that for myself. This one was a personal cop, Spider-Man. I always collect the UMD PSP movies. And then in their as-is section, got this Jimmy Neutron that goes for about 15. This Sly Cooper goes for about 15 as well. Same thing here, nothing super crazy. And then just some movies for the personal out of the clearance section. These are just for me. And then also got this to sell. This is like a $15 DVD, but this was in the as-is section. And probably the best find was this Guitar Hero dongle for $2. This is like a $50 piece, so super stoked about that. But yeah, like I said, total of $67 spent, and I should have no problem coming close to tripling my money on this lot. Alright, so just took in this black 3DS at GameStop. I'll throw up a picture of it, but as you can see, they gave me 137 trade credit, which is absolutely insane. And with that, I'd only picked up this copy of Twisted Metal Black for 15 bucks. This is like a $25 game, fully complete and in great condition. They didn't have a ton of retro at this store, but I'm happy with that. I've got a ton of trade credit left. Alright, just did a Facebook Marketplace meetup for these games. Paid only 50 bucks for these. All 3 of them are complete. And he actually held these for like a week for me. So we got Liberty City Stories. That's like a $20 game. Then we got Vice City Stories. I think this still goes for like 60, 70 bucks. And last but not least, we got Ghost Hunter. Super sick. May end up keeping this for the collection. This is like a horror game. I've never seen this before, but this does sell for like 50 bucks. So 50 bucks for all 3, pretty happy about that. Alright, we are at Rocket City Retro Fest, got everything set up, they just let VIP in, got a ton of good stuff. Let me show you what we got. Alright, we got a bunch of PS1, PS2, got a ton of heavies in my display case, lots of good stuff. More heavies right here. Got some movies in my booth. Bunch of N64, ton of Nintendo stuff, bunch of Xbox, controllers, consoles. Got this vintage Stone Cold shirt, it's like a $200 shirt. So much stuff that I couldn't put it all out. This is all heavies that I didn't have space for. Apparently I needed another display case. I thought that I didn't, but hopefully I'll be able to sell enough to get all of this stuff out. Alright, we are about 2 hours in. It's about noon right now. I got my banner up, got both of my vintage shirts here. Doing pretty good so far. We had Retro Rick come in and spend $1,000 in the VIP hour, so shout out to him. Thank you so much for that. Stuff has been selling like crazy. I almost feel like I didn't even bring enough stuff, which is pretty funny. But yeah, doing great. Haven't bought anything for the personal as of yet. I'm sure I will, but the sales are going great so far. Alright, what's up everybody? Today is day 2 Rocket City Retro. Today is Sunday. Run out of a lot of inventory yesterday. It went really well. Sales went a lot better than what I expected. Definitely exceeded my expectations, which is great. But we still got some good stuff left nonetheless. Let me show you what's left. Alright, I am inside the booth, but as you can see, we've still got a ton of heat left. Still got lots of good stuff, but as you can see, we are still low on a lot of stuff. Lots of good stuff sold. All right, just did a small bout with the vendor. He was able to hook up all of this stuff for 220 bucks, which was a pretty great deal. The total value of everything was around like 310. So he picked up this Pokemon Stadium 2. I sold mine earlier for 80, so I'll be able to get 80 out of that. This silver, I should be able to get like 65 to 70 out of. This Midnight Club 3, this is interesting. This actually has the DVD disc with it as well, which I've never seen. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on this. I think this might be valued probably closer to around like 30 bucks. Then we got this Resident Evil Dead Aim, which was already way underpriced. This is about an $80-$85 game. Got this Sly 3, which is like a $20 game. Saboteur's about a $20 game. And then this Buffy that goes for about 25 to 30. So pretty solid pickup for 220. Should be able to make about, I don't know, $80 profit off of this pretty easy. Alright, we just picked up this Need for Speed Carbon Collector's Edition. This is complete. This is going to the collection. This was only 20 bucks. Pretty good deal on this. Super excited about this. Alright, just picked up these two games from my vendor neighbor. The table beside me was able to secure these for 100 bucks. If you know, you know. This Rock Band 4 should go for like 120, 140 by itself. And then this Animal Crossing is actually complete with the memory card, which is super hard to find. So this should go for about 90 to 100 as well. So easy double up on these two. We got one final pickup, paid a total of 110 for these. We got Kirby Mass Attack, should be able to get like 40 bucks out of that, no problem. Then we got this Trek to Yomi Deluxe Edition. I've never heard of this, but this one I am going to be keeping for the personal. Another one that I've never seen, this Quake Steelbook Edition. Couldn't really find any comps on this, but I think that this should sell for about 40, 45 bucks. Then we got a copy of Wet for the Xbox 360. This is about a $40 game. And then last but not least, we got Turtles. Alright, we are in the last 30 minutes of Rocket City Retro Fest. It has been an absolutely insane show. Done a ton of selling. Definitely going to be bringing more inventory to the next show that I do. Also did a decent amount of buying. Going to break down everything for y'all when I get back home to Kentucky, show you everything that I got. But that is just about going to wrap it up for today. Again, super awesome to be at this event, to vend at this event. And when I get home, I'm going to let you know the total that I made. My goal was to make $5,000. I felt like that was really reasonable, but we're going to see if we got anywhere close to that. All right, well, we are back at McKay's. Had a slight tragedy on the way. I was getting in the car, left my mics on top. They fell off onto the highway, and they are completely gone. So not sure if DJI will replace these or if I'll have to just buy some new ones, but if the sound quality sucks, that's why. But we did still make the pickup nonetheless. Saw this on Marketplace. It was in Tennessee on my way back home. They had it listed for $175, offered $130, and they accepted. As you can see, it has the expansion pack. Does have the lid with it. It also came with this super clean copy of No Mercy. This should sell for about 30 or 40 bucks. And then I always sell the expansions separately for like 50, 55, and then the console itself will sell for about 200. So this was a super solid pickup for 130. All right, so as promised, we are going to go over the numbers of everything that I made at Rocket City Retro Fest. So starting off, my total amount of sales was $5,795, which absolutely blows my mind. Like I said, my goal was 5,000, and that was really like a stretch goal because the people that I talked to, everyone said that this was a smaller convention, but it certainly wasn't. 4,100 of that was made on Saturday alone. Sunday was a little bit slower. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and typically cons are slower on Sunday in general. So we made $4,100 just on Saturday, and then the remaining 1,695 came on Sunday. But I am super grateful for that. Very blessed to be able to even have these sales. This con far exceeded my expectations, so I will definitely be back. But let me give you the breakdown of that. So out of that $5,795, 1,140 of that was on Venmo. 365 of that was on Cash App. 260 of that was on PayPal, and $4,030 of that was in cash. Absolutely crazy. And then at the convention, I did spend $450. And then on the way back, I did have one Marketplace meetup for that N64 that I showed you all. That was $130. And then my total expenses for the trip were actually pretty cheap, between the rental car, gas for the rental car, the hotel, and actually paying for my booth. I'm not counting food or anything because that's stuff that you would have to have anyways. But my total expenses for the trip was only $635, which is pretty surprising. So after deducting what I spent and the cost of the trip, I'm left with $4,580, which is absolutely crazy. That is still a lot more than what I expected. Obviously, that's not taking out my cost of goods. I did make deals. I paid different percentages for different items. It would be very, very hard for me to even calculate my cost of goods. But I know that I definitely made money, that this was a super profitable show, and that I will definitely be back next year. I can't thank you enough. Adam and Travis, thank y'all for putting on this show. The Retro Beard and Woodman Classics, thank y'all so much for having me out. Huge shout out to Retro Rick. He was my top spender. He came in and spent $1,100 with me in the first hour, so thank you so much for your business. I greatly appreciate it. Dirt Road Games, it was super awesome to finally meet you in person. Armani over on Instagram, it was awesome to meet you in person as well, along with Minimum Effort. Cal, it was cool to meet you too. Then I also just got to meet some awesome people. Minato Max, he came and bought something from me. I'm a big fan of his channel. It was awesome to see him. Morse Garage, he did an interview with me. It was super, super cool to see him. Can't wait for that video to come out. His video will probably be out way before mine though. But Mort is an awesome guy. It was super great talking to him. Very down to earth, very funny guy. And then just everyone else that I got to meet. My booth neighbor, Pixel Dome Games, I believe they're out of Tennessee. They were super nice. They were super friendly. It was awesome to meet them. Retro Wolf 88, awesome to meet him. Went Up Games out of Calhoun, Georgia. They were super nice as well. Sold a few things to them. It was awesome to meet them. Tons of great vendors there. Like I said, I will definitely be back next year without hesitation. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that it was entertaining. I hope that you learned how much you can potentially make at a gaming convention. My next gaming convention, as far as I know, as of right now, is going to be Tulsa Gaming Frenzy. That's coming up in May. Otherwise, I might possibly be doing Siege. I'm not for sure. I'm not going to be doing Midwest Gaming Classic. That's just a little bit too much. I don't think I'm going to have enough inventory in 2 months to be able to do that one. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Please be sure to click the link in the description down below. That way you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I post all of my pickups on there, so you see all of my items as soon as I get them. But thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.